duck butthole.
Morning bird tears.
And we came in on duck butthole, so
Bird tears?
welcome to As It Is Below. I'm sorry. A Brindlewood Bay actual play campaign from Looking for Mom, ttrpg. Our special shout out today is to the supremely talented, incredible storyteller, artist, and friend creator of our art and originator of Taya, Angeli.
No! Oh my gosh, you guys tricked me. What the heck?
I'll kick us off, Angeli. You've been a really wonderful friend for the last over, I think we're at what, 6, 7? Who's to say years now? And a constant light in my life. You're an insanely good storyteller, and I feel so lucky to get to have you in this campaign, but I feel even luckier for all the last several years of just getting to know you and to be a part of your life.
No.
I'll go second. We need to keep this trauma going.
Guys.
Angeli, you beautiful rainbow unicorn sunflower of a person. My life is better with you in it, and you are an incredibly creative human. You've made me cry multiple times with drawings you've made of our characters, and I really appreciate having you in my life, and you're fantastic. Oh, did you want to say happy birthday too? Staring at me. Come here. Okay, Artemis said happy birthday too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And now for just a pinch more trauma. Actually, you absolute sunshine personified. Happiest birthday. I think I've said this before, but the day that we all met, I was like, oh, I like her a whole lot. And just immediately, immediate comfort, immediate, you found a person that's gonna probably be in your life forever, and that it just feels really good. I love this group. You're the absolute best. You're an amazing artist, an amazing player. Taya and you have made me cry multiple times, have made me gasp and laugh, and all of the feelings, all of the ranges of emotion. You're a stellar person in every respect, and I am glad and happy to have known you. Yeah.
I'm so sweaty right now, you guys. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go cry now.
As per any wish you have, Angeli, I will either leave all of this in or I will cut it out and just have it a video for us. But we couldn't let this not be the case. Recording on your actual birthday to share with you and potentially to others how totally fucking rad you are. All right, well, here on Looking for Mom, we obviously love one another, and we have a lot going on, not only in Brindlewood Bay as the world falls apart, but on the channel in general. So we want to thank you for your continued support, for watching, for commenting, for being a fan of what we do. I want to thank you for watching Brindlewood Bay. This has been such a joy because of these 3 people and getting to storytell. And so thank you for supporting us. If you'd like to continue doing that, one of the biggest ways is you can subscribe. And not only when you subscribe do you get notifications and alerts of when we put out new content, but there's a lot of other cool stuff happening on the channel, really wonderful GMs and content going up. So check it out. We are returning to the Brindlewood Bay Bed and Breakfast and Banquets for more Murder Most Fowl. This will be part 3. And Murder Most Fowl was written by Amanda Mullins. You can find links to Amanda's stuff below. And you should go click on it. I hear it's good for your health. I mean, you want to do stuff that's good for your health. New year, new you. Go check out Amanda Mullins' work below. Last session, we got quick to work on the clue farm, and our Mavens found some information. You guys experienced some void clues right off the bat. some birds crashing with human screams, some visions from holding creepy masks, a connection that ties this murder to yet strings of murders that have happened in Brindlewood Bay. You all also ran into your rival, Danny Walsh, the reporter, who has entered the fray. I say rival because you do sometimes say you want to slide over her car, but you're also kind of friendly, and that feels like a very rival relationship. You all also met local judge and car salesman Hudson Finch. And then as you got back down to the sort of the banquet floor, we split up with Taya still reeling from a void clue, going to go talk to Carolyn. And if Danny Walsh is a rival, Carolyn is a nemesis. So as Taya split off, we followed Marina and Violet, who met Daphne, club president of the Brindlewood Birdies, and found out about some vandalism that happened on the premises before the death of our bird trainer, Rocco Corbin. You all also got some snacks, and that was really lovely. At the same time, Taya, you went to go speak with Carolyn in an effort to be good, and to do good, and to have some sort of distraction to maybe quell all of the bird talk you were hearing in your ears, except that conversation really went a lot of ways, and none of them were good. As Carolyn both admonished you and warned you and pleaded with you about things that have happened and things that are yet to come. We also learned that dear old Carolyn and her lovebirds, maybe not her lovebirds, but dear old Carolyn hears the same things you hear, these birds speaking to you. And she warned you for a brief moment before she thought you weren't taking it seriously enough about a group called the Midwives of the Fragrant Void. Truly unsettled by this conversation, and your friends still deep in theirs, you set off Taya to get some fresh air. And while you headed outside, Marina and Violet decided to pay a visit to the bird of the hour, the alleged killer, Murray the Hyacinth Macaw, out in the security office where a dejected JJ Robin stood watch, stripped of her position with the police force and now a hired security bouncer at this event. The two of you went inside. We had some shenanigans, a get blunked. We let that bird free, and Murray showed you that he not only knew where a clue was, a blank check in an envelope filled with birdseed, but he also knew of an impending danger, one that Carolyn also tried to warn Taya about, but that Taya met firsthand outside on a failed roll as the Midwives of the Fragrant Void sent something awoken, something truly monstrous to disrupt these Mavens and their meddling. But before we get back to you all in the fray of the action and Taya, we are coming right back to you post this Bone Vulture's departure. Again, we have an opening credit scene that does not feature any of you. So, we look out to Brindlewood Bay, where a shadow moves above the clouds. And as we follow it, we go deeper into town, into the historical district, to the hill with the large trees where there are now several freshly dug plots from all of the recent victims. We see our graveyard in Brindlewood Bay, the Brindlewood Bay Cemetery. No one's being buried right now. A reprieve from those who work here for a moment, though. They don't know another one's coming in just a little bit. From Rocco Corbin. But we follow a man hunched over, trudging. He's got boots, dark jeans, a belly over a belt. He's not wearing his signature hat or his Sheriff Brown's. Instead, he's got a little notebook with him, and he follows a well-trodden trail that he has walked diligently once a month for several decades. His boots trudge, and as either recent weather or weather coming down, I can't remember, underneath squelch as he moves from the newer part of the cemetery to the older part of the cemetery. He turns left and continues walking past trees that have long since grown above his own height, though he remembers when they were planted, until he gets to a row that has a memorial bench in honor of the lives lost during the summer of 1969 out in the woods. He doesn't sit, though, because beyond the bench there are headstones weathered. Not everyone who passed or went missing during that violent skirmish has a marker here, because quite frankly, most of those who passed or went missing were never recovered. But there are some from families who wish to have a place where they could come to grieve that is safer than out in the woods, a place where bodies should be when death happens. And again, boots come up to a headstone. The sheriff crouches down, his knees crack and pop. He's been doing this for a long time, but he's let himself go in the last 2 decades or so. Brindlewood Bay, but before this, had been so unnervingly quiet. He pats his little handheld notebook on the top of the headstone, puts it into his other hand, and begins, dusting dirt and detritus off of it with just his bare hand. It's pretty stupid to go by yourself, George. It's pretty stupid. Continues to clean the headstone where he sees his hand go over the worn grooves of the name George Mapplethorpe. The number of years between his birth and his death, much too small. You didn't need the extra practice, George. We weren't gonna win anyway. We could have done anything else. Anything. And yes, I'm still angry about it. Because you lied to me. And when I find out, when I die and I go to wherever you're at, oh, you just wait. It's not hide and seek if you don't plan on being found, George. That's just lying. And if you're not decomposing out somewhere, oh man, Georgie, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna find you. Besides, you took my favorite baseball and I don't know where it went. That was a real low move. He continues to dust it off. And he opens this worn notebook, our camera showing us pages and years of dates. Clearly, Wyman has done this many times. All right, this time I'll be good cop. Where were you? At 7:57, July 18th, 1969. And why did you lie to your best friend about playing hide and seek and running off? Where'd you hide, Georgie? Wyman's only met with the rustling of leaves from the nearby trees. Further up the cemetery road, a bundle of newly, college students home for the semester lay flowers and sex toys at a headstone for a grocery clerk. Having the school break to be able to come see their friend. And as we leave the graveyard, our title screen pops up. Brindlewood Bay as it is below.
Way to kick it off with trauma.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
You owe me therapy for that.
God, excuse me.
Well, let's get back to the Brindlewood Bay bed and breakfast and banquet, shall we? Taya, moments ago, before Wyman Dalrymple makes it to the cemetery to visit an old friend, someone's old friend erupted out of the ground right at you. A vulture made fully out of bone, cicadas scuttling from their brood where they had been prematurely unearthed as this beast with smoky tendrils for eyes for a moment looked like it would swallow you whole before taking to the sky, leaving you in a bunch of dirt here outside the banquet hall. Too blustery for anyone else to really be out here. So for the moment, it's just you and your nightmares alone.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Definitely shaken. I think like Taya was like knocked back when it flew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just gonna like pull my knees up to my chest and like hold myself as steady as I can. Because I feel like that experience has really like shaken me from the inside out. Like I could feel my bones shaking and like those cicadas like crawling all over me, which is a sort of a familiar feeling for Taya. In a way, like not in a like physical way, but in a way of like she very much remembers being at like family parties or events like that and having that same sort of feeling drape over her. And she like has to steady herself. Would I know where Marina and Violet went? I can't remember.
I think they know where you went than you know where they went. But I will say, Taya, you don't hear any birds. You do hear a far off scream though.
Okay. I'm gonna take a second to like reorient myself, and then I'm gonna get up and head towards the scream.
Yeah. Take a second. You take a breath. Maybe that was one giant hallucination, but we put it outside your own brain to have conjured something that terrifying in that moment. You walk inside to some pandemonium. First, you see ex-officer JJ Robin and Arden sort of bolting from near the security office door into the main hall. In fact, you see a lot of sort of gangly onlookers as something has happened in the exhibition hall where most everyone is. As the closer you get, the more you have to sort of weasel your way through this crowded nest of people. Bird enthusiasts and seed vendors and ornate cage dealers and cosplayers and members of the Brindlewood Birdies. And you sort of push through to find the scene in front of you. Carolyn, whom you spoke to, the last person you spoke to before this happened, is lying on the floor. There are people sort of crowded around her. Her lovebird still just staring at the wall, unfazed. You hear someone sort of yell out, is anyone a medic?
Goodness. Okay. I'll look around, try to find Marina and Violet, since Marina's partially a medic.
Yeah, you look around. The problem with being short is that when there are taller people around you, it's
You're
really
right.
tough to look around. I'm not speaking from personal experience or anything, as someone who's shorter than 5'2". But that's what I think it would be like if there were taller people around.
Can I climb on the nearest structure?
Oh, yes, you can. The nearest structure, I think, is Fowler Downey's table with the budgies, those bright red birds.
Okay.
And in fact, as you sort of get closer, you realize Fowler is the one yelling, "Is anyone a medic?" Because his table's right next to Carolyn's, so he presumably was the closest to respond.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna climb up just to get a better vantage.
Let me look at your conditions real quick.
So many.
I don't think any of those would really impact your vitality, so I'm gonna let you roll this normal 2d6 plus your vitality.
Cool. Oh gosh. First roll. Oh, 7.
A 7.
Mm-hmm.
What we didn't talk about when I had you roll this was that this is clearly a night move. Oh. So what can go wrong here as you attempt to scale this table?
Oh man, Taya breaks her arm again. I don't know, she draws attention to herself again as like someone who attempted something.
I think let's keep with the physical because you're rolling vitality. So yeah, falling off is bad. I think it's worse than that. And I would like to crowdsource this one. How can it be worse than simply falling off and maybe re-injuring that shoulder?
The first thing I thought of was accidentally, like, doing something that releases the budgies.
Yeah, hurting the prize-winning birds.
Better than what I
Releasing them.
thought.
What'd you think?
I thought she falls on Carolyn's bird.
What about just taking the last word off that? Falling on Carolyn.
Oh my gosh.
Not only, I know we already know the roll. You got a 7.
Mhm.
But I think that it's worse than that is you're going to fall, and not only will you injure yourself, you will injure someone else. So with that in mind, you can get up there and look around, and if you do, you're probably going to end up hurting someone.
Would taking a crown bump it up or no?
Yeah. Taking a crown would make that a full success.
I think it would be appropriate. I think she'd be so shaken by everything that taking a crown would make sense for her.
Yeah. Well, what crown are you taking?
I guess I'll just put on the first crown of the void for Taya.
Birthday void crown!
Birthday void.
Finally! Birthday void crown. It's like, man, I really have to raise something from the fucking dead to get you to take a void crown.
Yeah.
All right, so you're marking a shadow in the garden. For the folks at home, if you hover over that, Taya, would you tell us what that means for Taya?
Okay, hereafter, during cozy vignettes focused on you or cozy move scenes involving you, you must also narrate how dark entities subtly reveal themselves in the scene.
Yes. So welcome to the group. Now, we love a prompt with a crown of the void too. So the reason you're bumping this is to not hurt someone. So I think it's only fair to ask you, as you're scaling this table and trying to steel yourself against that happening, Taya, what memory gets conjured about a time you accidentally did hurt someone?
Ooh, oh gosh, okay. Like physically or?
Up to you. I'll let you interpret that however you'd like.
Oh no, I have to turn on my brain cell. Oh gosh. I think it might be a memory involving maybe her mother. I think they might have gotten into like a really terrible argument, and her mom had like put her hands on Taya at one point just to like as they're screaming at each other, and Taya in like just a forceful sort of like get off of me, like shoves her up against the wall and like actually hurt her.
Yeah, whether or not that pain that your mother felt was at this like act of defiance of losing control, or of you losing control, or just like getting shoved is never fun. It's hard to keep your cool, isn't it, Taya? But you put on a crown, so you're not going to hurt anyone here. You're going to keep your cool and your control. You're going to be so good as you get up on this table to look around.
Yeah, I'm more careful than I have ever been getting up on this table.
I think maybe as you look around, you don't see them in this initial area, but if you wouldn't mind me cutting your camera for a moment and joining back up with Violet and Marina and a loose Murray, as you hear a scream and the sound of the 2 people outside the door running away.
that can't be good.
Can't be good.
Oh, what are we gonna do with Murray?
Okay, Murray, I'm gonna take the bird seed, and she's gonna take like what's left in the envelope that he was trying to eat from the clue. She's gonna give the jack to Marina first. And she's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go back in our cage for a little bit, okay? And she's gonna like
Aw.
try to bait him to go into the cage with the bird seed.
Well, I think that'll be a night move with presence, but you are dealing with the birds, and birding is your activity, so please roll it with advantage. And before you roll, Violet, what could go wrong if you can't get Murray back into his cage?
Okay, well, personally, I would be devastated if Murray didn't think we were friends anymore. So that would emotionally hurt me. But I mean, we need to get out this door. So I mean, obviously the main one, escape. I mean, if Murray starts flying around, he could get hurt.
He could get hurt. How about if he gets free out of this room? You guys have technically set loose an alleged killer, which would make you accomplices to this crime.
Wait. If I fail this, can the thing be bird accomplice?
If you fail this, your condition can be bird accomplice, yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, let's go. Presence.
Roll with 3d6, keep your top 2, add your presence.
Okay. That's 9.
Okay. Yeah, on a 9, I think you can be successful here about baiting him back in. I think the risk you run is him going, friends leave.
Friends will be right back, okay?
Friends leave.
Friends will
Leave
be-
Murray.
But we'll be back.
We'll be right back, Murray.
We're just gonna have a snack and we're gonna go see what that scream was about, and then we'll be right back.
And we'll get you some more treats.
And more treats. Murray's having lunch.
Yeah.
Friends come visit.
Yes.
Visit Murray.
Yes. Visit Murray.
Murray knows.
Murray knows so much.
Yeah. Murray knows friends are gonna come back and visit.
Yes.
Murray knows friends.
Yes.
Yes.
And you get him back in. The condition I'm going to have you take is Murray knows. And obviously Murray is a talker. So he could let, loose lips sink bird ships here. If he talks about his friends visiting him, that could be bad for you down the road. Not quite bird accomplice, but like bird acquaintance.
It has to. I have to put Murray knows bird acquaintance.
But yes, you're able to get him back in with the bird seed. It sounds like, Marina, you've got the blank check.
Yes.
And as far as you guys know, there's no one outside this door.
Okay. Okay, I think we need to go see. I mean, I hope everyone's okay. I mean, I have my bag, so if someone's hurt, maybe I can help.
Yeah. No, and we'll get we should try to get Robin back at the door too when we get a chance, because
Yeah, and I need to visually see Taya. I mean, just like she's all in one piece. I know that's not her scream, but I just
no, it definitely would. No, and Taya, like, I mean, the worst that would have happened is she would have had, probably some verbal sparring match with Carolyn and maybe gotten a little embarrassed or something. Like, but no, like, I'm sure she's fine. Like,
she's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we'll go check in, maybe. Oh, we haven't given her snacks yet, have we?
No.
Yeah. We'll get Taya snacks. We'll get Murray snacks. It'll all be good.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Can I yell, like, in this moment, like, Marina, Violet?
There's so much noise. I don't know if it's gonna make it all the way back to. You can definitely yell. I don't know if they're gonna hear it, but you will be able to see them as they exit this door.
Okay, sick.
Do we? What is? I don't know. What does Taya do when we open the door and walk out and you see us? I need that visual.
Wait,
Taya's standing on a table, so she's barely a head above the regular people. There's a crowd of people. You're hearing someone scream, "Is there a medic?" You hear your own names being screamed, and then you guys see Taya. Taya, what's it look like from your perspective, just over the tops of these other heads?
it's just a bunch of heads, and then in the distance, very small, Violet and Marina coming out of this office.
Yes. If we do catch like her saying, I think I'd just wave and just be like, and
I was like
then
up and down.
and see that she's okay, and then hear, is there a medic, and beeline.
Yeah. Violet takes a second to hold up the bag of snacks and point to it and point to Taya and then follows Marina.
You guys enter the crowd and the fray. After this mime experience, people are watching you, Taya, but they have no idea. They like turn, they'll try to see, but of course there's other people in their way. And the crowd around Carolyn continues. Marina and Violet, as you guys push through to catch up to Taya, and Taya, maybe presumably you get down off the table at some point. You break through, medical bag in hand, Marina, to find a Carolyn on the ground. She's got a nosebleed. She's in the fetal position, sort of on his knees. Near her is Fowler Downey, curly red hair sticking up at odd angles. His birds are chirping pretty wildly, though Carolyn's birds are, of course, silent, glossy-eyed, staring at the wall. And I think JJ Robin has sort of also muscled through the crowd at this point. And you hear her point at someone, and no, I think she'd do it herself. You hear her pull out her phone and call emergency services and place a 911 call. But yeah, I think medical bag of the hour here, Marina. I will toss this over to you.
Yeah, I think just kind of like shoulder her way in and like wave her hand up and kind of be like, I have a medical bag. I have medical instruments. I can help.
There's a medic. Get over here. Get over here.
Yeah, I think Taya like hops down and like shoves people out of the way to make room for Marina.
And then just kind of ask, I think you said the budgies guy was the closest to her. What happened? What happened here? How did she get like this?
She was just riding, and then she screamed, and then she collapsed.
Oh, okay. Is there like a like check her vitals and see, like try to nudge her, try to check a pulse?
You can roll a night move with reason here, or composure, your choice. Okay. And I'll have you roll it with advantage because you're using your medical bag.
Okay.
Before you roll, what are you afraid of in this moment?
I'm afraid she's dead.
Afraid she's dead.
Or afraid that in checking her, it could hurt her more.
Yeah. Well, it's a night move. It's got to be worse than that.
Okay.
I think the briefest of thoughts crosses your mind that if Carolyn is dead, the last person who talked to Carolyn is Taya. I think also, if Carolyn is not dead, what if you do the wrong thing and then she is dead.
Okay.
I think that one almost feels a little too severe, but we are in layer 4. So with that in mind, you've got advantage on this, 3d6 plus your reason or your composure.
Okay.
Whichever you feel is most fitting, and keep your top 2.
Okay. Oh no, good. Okay, 6, 5. And the first one I saw was a 1. Okay, 6, 5, plus 2.
Ooh, that's a 13. On a 13, when 12 plus is a hit, and on the night move, you're going to gain an extra benefit or advantage. I get to narrate. So would you sort of paint me the scene here of how you tend to Carolyn?
I think just like first checking the pulses, maybe like opening the eyelid, flashing like a little flashlight in there, just checking her all over, and then seeing that Taya's okay definitely helps her composure. I think if she wouldn't have seen Taya, especially knowing that they had just had a conversation, Marina would have been much more shaky. But seeing her definitely settles her nerves, and yeah, just gives her a once over and is just kind of saying like that she has a pulse, announces it, and announcing everything that she's finding.
After a moment, Marina, Carolyn takes a gasping breath. And I think you guys are close enough that you feel her sort of shakily almost like reach out to like grab onto you.
I let her fully just...
And then her grip tightens. And she pulls you closer. Not in a way that you could still, wrench out of it, but she pulls you closer. I would love for you to roll the meddling move. I would love for you to roll it with sensitivity.
Okay.
And I would love for you to roll it with advantage as your extra bonus from this moment.
Ooh, 12 plus 1, another 13.
My God.
Birthday rolls!
On a 13 on the meddling move, of course, I can either give you a void clue or lore, anything of that nature. Carolyn pulls you close. She had gotten, those of us at home know how close she got to Taya. She pulls you close enough that, like, she could whisper in your ear. Okay. Marina, Carolyn has pulled you so close that she can whisper in your ear. And she does, her voice raspy from this blood-curdling scream she's just let forth. She's got this nosebleed you've tried to clean up. The front of her linens are not looking great. As she says, "My notebook."
Your notebook? And then just kind of like look around at her notebook.
She's got a notebook up on her table. Yeah, it's still there. You can grab it.
I can go. I'll go and grab it and like try to hand it to her.
She's still sort of just like laying on the ground as you hand her her notebook. She opens it. You hear the crack of the spine. This is something that is, if it's not homemade by herself, it's definitely not factory made. She moves through pages and pages. And she turns it around and pushes it at you. Your capital C clue. As she pushes it at you, is a likeness of another suspect, but their body in this drawing is tarred and feathered.
just look at it and ask her, what is this?
Above it, she has, in shaky handwriting, written, the dodo speaks. When you ask her what is it, she goes, you have to find the dodo.
We're trying. We're trying. We're gonna find him.
The dodo.
Mm.
And she reaches out to grab you again, Marina. And this time your vision swims. And you see very clearly in the arts and crafts row of the exhibition hall, someone has made a likeness of, or perhaps maybe it really is a taxidermied dodo with gold coins for eyes. You smell flowers and grain and birdseed in this moment. I'll also mention there's no one else here in this vision you're having. Just you and an extinct bird. As you look down at yourself, you see that you are Carolyn. And the dodo's eyes twinkle these gold coins. And it speaks to you. Another bird speaking in this God-forsaken place. This taxidermy dodo looks at you and warns you, Marina Carolyn hybrid, so she's sharing this memory with you or hallucination, that which is dead will soon rise again.
Can I speak in this hallucination?
You can try.
I'm gonna say, who's gonna rise?
I'm gonna ask you to do another sensitivity roll.
Okay.
It's a night move.
Okay.
To see if you can make this happen. Before you roll it though, what's really got you freaked out here? What could go wrong?
Just so much. Freaked out about being thrown into this hallucination, about being Carolyn, a talking extinct dodo stuffed thing. But I think the freakiest thing is the imminent danger.
Oh yeah.
And coming in this form.
I think, it's a night move, it's gotta be worse. Not only is there imminent danger, you wonder for a moment if this is Carolyn sharing this with you, and you are her, will you end up like her?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Roll me 2d6 plus your sensitivity.
Okay. Okay, it's a 5, a 1, and a 1. It's 5, 6, 7, 7.
You asked what is going to rise. I will say, for the folks who are in the real world, you hear Marina say this. Marina, to you, you ask this creature, who is going to rise? And it laughs at you, at the you Carolyn-ness of it all. Yes. Your old friend, haven't you missed him? And as that happens, the dodo completely unravels into nothing but dust. And you hear its laughter replay and replay as the vision fades. Marina, You're going to take a condition here.
Okay.
From this. What are you feeling having here an old friend? Haven't you missed him?
I think the first thing that comes to mind is Ryan. And I'm trying to think. Or somebody, or friend as in like the opposite of friend, somebody scary.
Oh, yeah. Or the worst version of this, which is someone you know in a way that makes it all the more defiled. You know, like the way that in an earlier vision, Ryan oscillated into that jester,
Yeah.
for example. Would you take the condition haunted for me?
Okay. I was debating putting on a Crown of the Void, but I think I want to.
You can.
I don't want to keep. I'm not debating it, but I think I want to play with haunted.
Okay.
What's? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it.
All right. You sort of come back. You feel incredibly drained, as if you didn't have, you know, the bones within your own body, you would be on the floor next to Carolyn. For the first time, her birds start squawking, and it is shrill and loud and fluttering, and they're ruffling their feathers and they're flapping against their cage. Taya and Violet, you watch Marina give this expert care. You watched Carolyn pull her close. You saw this notebook of another suspect, tarred and feathered, this drawing Carolyn had done. And then you watched Marina like freeze. And you watched her say, heard her say, who is going to rise? Who's coming back? And then like all of the color drain out of her body. Carolyn coughs, phlegm and more phlegm, as she sort of rotates onto her side here. And in the distance, sirens from the EMS that was called. Violet and Taya. How are you feeling?
Taya's immediately gonna go to Marina's side, like crouch down, or not crouch down, but like get on her knees and like pull Marina into like the tightest hug and sort of steady her. Marina, are you okay?
I think Marina's really like shell shock and is like kind of like on automatic and just like letting herself be held. But her breath is shaky and she's kind of like nodding but then shaking her head, and there's somebody, there's an old friend who's coming. There's a dodo bird in the art in the crafts hall that it gave me a weird warning. I don't know what to do with that.
It's okay. It's okay. I've got you. I got you. I'm here.
And I think she's just kind of like hyperventilating, not knowing what to do, how to help, not knowing what next step to take, and just scared of what could happen next.
I think Taya is just holding Marina and like burying her head probably in Marina's hair, trying to comfort herself in this situation, hearing all these like weird omens, I guess, in a way, and thinking about that stupid vulture.
Violet, how do you make sense of all of this? What's going through your head?
think Violet isn't entirely sure what's going on right now and is incredibly concerned for Marina, and like something also seems wrong with Taya too. Like she knows there's a bond there, but like Taya seems like more panicked than she would have expected. So she's like trying to figure that out, and like how we went from we were making friends with Murray to this in like 5 minutes. Um and I think I think it's just thematically appropriate. She's seeing Marina how she is. She's gonna pull out the crystal and just press it into her hand and just be like, "You just maybe instead of creepy dodos, you just need some good bird energy right now, and just like maybe this will help a little bit." And kind of I imagine her being like on the other side of Taya, whereas Taya's almost like wrapping around Marina. Violet just like takes one of her hands and is just like holding the crystal in it. Like, I don't see a dodo bird if that's helpful.
She's just gonna try to concentrate on the crystal, like its texture, and try to help it like center her and regulate her breath with like Taya's breathing, and just focus all her like senses on the things around her and try to just be grounded.
Yeah. I think as this is happening, the group of you get JJ Robin sort of comes over and not saying anything, but just gesturing for you guys to move away from Carolyn. Obviously, you guys can stay together, but she's just sort of like back up. And we see in scenes and snippets, yes, this Taya trying to get comfort for herself, also comforting you. We see Violet bringing the crystal and putting it in your hand. We see Rhett and Chet run through the door with bags. Shortly after, we see Sheriff Dalrymple with muddy boots. He's not in his clothes that he would normally be wearing. He must have had an off day. As he comes in and sheds his worn jacket. We see him speaking to Arden, to JJ, Rhett and Chet, tend to Carolyn. One of them will eventually break off and try to just sort of, maybe it's Rhett. Are you all okay? I need to check any vitals. You're all looking awfully pale.
I think we'll be all right. Did we get a place to stay at, like a room?
I'm not in charge of booking here. I'm just the EMS guy.
Taya's gonna turn to Violet, asking this question.
No, we just drove here. I drove us here this morning. I think they've been booked for weeks. But
well, if you all don't need anything, you always stop by clinics later if you get to feeling any type of way. And they behind him, as Rhett talks to you, Chet loads Carolyn onto a stretcher, because although she is awake, she has not made any sense. She's disoriented, and she won't stop having this nosebleed. And with her age and not knowing how she fell, it's just better practice to take her in and give her an evaluation.
Can we see her from where we're at?
Yeah, you guys were right in front of her.
Okay.
Just scooted back a little bit from JJ being like, yes, you can see her.
Can I take a second to look her in the eye and then pull out like a flask from my pocket and then get blunked? Or does that not work with Carolyn?
Let me. I did keep it very vague as another being. So you can attempt to get blunt on Carolyn.
Yeah, I would love to. I'm going to take a quick swig.
Okay.
Oh my
Take a
God.
quick swig. I'm going to have you do this with composure.
Okay.
2d6 plus your composure.
Cool. Okay. 10. Sick.
All right. So describe the swig, the asynchronous blink, and then I will tell you what happens.
Yeah, I think Taya like glances at Carolyn, sees her in this state, kind of echoing back to like all the crazy things she's been saying, and then the fact that she got so close to Marina and was like saying a bunch of stuff, and she's like, F it, and downs a big swig and then stares at her and blinks.
Yeah, you do one eye, and you feel this tether to Carolyn, this momentary connection, and you are seeing from her perspective. Her vision is not good. You realize like, wow, she needs contacts. And what you see as she looks back out at the room, you see yourself and Marina and Violet. You see everyone that's sort of on the side of the room, but everyone seems dull except for the three of you, except for Danny Walsh, except for JJ Robin, and every single bird in this place. The three of you, Danny, JJ, and all of the birds are brighter hues, and everyone else is duller. You also get an insight into her desires. First and foremost, Taya, you feel the overwhelming sense for quiet, for nothing, for the absence of sound and of want and of need. A peace only being void of everything can give you. As if every single thing is an irritant, or is too loud, or is too much. Not only the colors, but the sounds. So you feel this desire of wanting everything to stop. Underneath of that, because you rolled a 10, there is a core of fear that sinks in your stomach, in her stomach. This overwhelming sense. You felt like before when you spoke to Grace at her headstone, the desire to be good. Here in Carolyn's mind, you feel the fear of what happens if you can't be good enough, if you can't stop what is going to happen. That there's too much and you can't fix it all. No matter how many people you plead with, how many things you cut out, how many voices you hear, and how many times you don't repeat them, that the inevitable is going to occur. And that inevitability is terrifying beyond words. This conflicting, wanting nothing to be happening and needing it all to stop, and knowing that that is not a possibility. And the fear that accompanies that is what rockets through your system for the 10 seconds you are tethered to Carolyn.
Oof. Crazy.
As you blink the other eye and you come back, you all see Carolyn has winced and her nosebleed starts up again as they pull her away.
Ugh.
Are you okay? I don't know that now was the best time for a shot.
Yeah, I don't think that was the best idea, but I just wanted to see what was up with Carolyn. I mean, she was sprouting all these crazy things before when we were having that conversation earlier. She was talking about some weird thing in the fragrant void or something like that, and
The
stopping something from happening, and that we had to stop. But so I just wanted to see what she was up to, but she seems so scared.
I think Marina will just put like a hand like on her face. Did you blunk?
Yeah, I blunked.
I blunked with a bird.
How was that?
So cool.
I wish I could say it was cool with Carolyn too.
Are you okay? I can't imagine what you felt with being in like her vision and her feelings.
Yeah, first of all, she needs some thick glasses, something more than what she has. Her eyes are so bad. But it just everything seemed like so much. Like everything was so loud and annoying. Like no wonder she always has like a stick up her butt. And there's something that's supposed to happen and she's scared that she's not good enough to stop it.
When she grabbed me, I I kind of like was her in a sort of hallucination or something.
Mm.
And there was a dodo bird telling me things, warning me about something.
What what do you think it's about?
It just said something about an old friend, but it didn't say it in a way that I'd be excited about it.
Yeah.
This moment, you guys hear the sound of Arden with a megaphone over the entirety of the exhibit hall. Everyone, after speaking with President Marie and the sheriff, given the events that have happened today, I regret to inform you that we will be closing down the North American Avicultural Aviary Show. I'm not reading the words. We'll be closing down the event. Those of you who are exhibitors, well, all the details about refunds for time spent and booth rentals will be coming out shortly, but I think it's best for everyone to go home. You have the rest of the next 2 hours to go ahead and clean up. You may notice or be asked to give commentary to the sheriff about the events of the day, which I would encourage you to do so as we all fully comply and make sure that they all have as much detail as they need. And you hear the sheriff holler something as he had gone back to post up in the security office. And he goes, "Was there supposed to be a bird in this cage?" And you hear Arden on the megaphone. "What? Was there supposed to be a bird in this cage? There's like a lost seed on the ground and the door is open."
Marina whips her head whenever she hears, was there supposed to be a bird in this cage? And races, like just completely blanks and races for the storage room.
Okay. Yeah, you tear away from the other Mavens and book it. Before we resolve that, Taya and Violet, Marina literally stands and runs away. I mean, I think you're already standing. You just turn and run.
Taya's gonna look at Violet for a second and go, okay, oh, I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna run after Marina.
Violet?
Yeah, Violet will follow after because she's gonna be concerned about Murray.
Follow after. Doesn't look suspicious at all as it's announced that Murray is gone, and then all three of you run towards the security office. As you book it down, Arden sort of says, I'll keep packing up. I'll be and he joins sort of the fray of like trying to figure out what happened. And you all sort of converge on this doorway where the sheriff is standing next to all the security cameras. There is Murray's cage. The door is open. There is no Murray inside.
I think Marina just stands there and kind of like shuts her eyes and like balls her fists. Just kind of like, no.
Taya's gonna like rub her shoulders and her arms like, all right, was Murray the bird that you blunked with?
He wasn't, and we promised that we'd come back.
You were in here? Arden, who's standing with the group of you all here at the doorway. You were in here the last time Murray was in here?
What?
Oh, Marina, that wasn't convincing.
I mean, I don't know if it was the last time he was in here, but we saw him. I said hi.
You all, I know you have permission to be in here. That's I said that was okay. Did anyone come in after you all left?
Well, we left whenever we heard the scream, and after that, everything, was a little chaotic.
Yeah, I saw them run out. I know they probably left Murray here.
Arden turns to the sheriff and goes, actually, the sheriff turns to Arden, excuse me, and the sheriff goes, is this the bird that's the alleged killer?
Can't be Murray. Murray's a good bird. He's a sweet bird.
Is this, I'm just asking a simple question. Is this the bird that also was the last creature next to the man that's dead upstairs?
I believe so.
This was my day off. You three.
You know, in our defense, officer, we did try to go on vacation for a little bit.
Yes. And I can't believe I'm saying that I don't think you all did any of this. But man, do you have a knack for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You three. Listen. We're sending everyone home. And at the risk of you all misconstruing this willfully in some way, God witness, he looks at Arden, looks at the three of you. Oh, I don't believe you've played a part in any of the medical deaths or regular deaths or mystery foul phenomena. When we send everyone home now, That includes the three of you. I'm asking you to go home. You look paler than a kid being a ghost on Halloween. Hell, paler than Carolyn. And she's literally in the ambulance. Get some rest. If you think of anything important to what's going on here, you can let me know. I trust you'll remember it in the morning.
Okay, Sheriff. But could you do us a favor? Please.
No buts.
Please. Come on. We just need a place like a hotel room just to stay at, just to calm down a bit. I know you want us to go straight home, but I don't think any of us are in any condition to drive back.
The sheriff's office is not in the business of sponsoring hotel rooms at the inn down the road. So you need to go home.
I mean, isn't this place full of rooms? Can't you just like tell them to put us somewhere?
This place, and he looks at Arden, and Arden nods, is full of people who paid to be here.
All right. If we get into a car accident, that's on you.
No, it'd be on you or the other driver, depending on who had the road infraction.
You're sending 3 shaken old women back home when we're
I am graciously allowing 3 women who have found themselves in the middle of yet another crime scene to go home and rest.
I mean, that's not on
It's
us.
the middle of the afternoon. I trust you can get home. If you need an Uber, or hell, even JJ could drive you, I'd trust her to do it. Everyone is leaving except for those who paid to be here. In the rooms, not the vendors. And we're going to figure this thing out. But if one of you keels over exhausted because you, I don't know, drank too much or stressed out by the day's events, I can't have that either.
What are you talking about? That was just medicine.
Yeah. I like to call my whiskey medicine too sometimes.
All right.
What I've said is final. If you don't leave here, you'll be held in contempt for working against us during an active investigation, and then I will have to arrest you, and you will spend your night in a much more unforgiving place than in your own home. So I'm asking you.
Officer, threatening some old women, that's pretty low even for you.
It's not a threat. It is a promise. If you meddle here, I will do my job and arrest you or anyone else. That is the law. And within my full rights and purview to do as Sheriff of Brindlewood Bay. This is me begging you to do yourselves a favor and go rest. If you have something important to tell me about what happened here today, we can chat about it in the morning.
Fine. Marina, let's go. I'll take Marina's hand and just scurry off towards where Violet is.
I kind of just like whisper once we're all together. I mean, we need to find Murray.
I know. I was trying to buy us some time.
I think Murray just kind of like looks to the skies.
You see clouds that are dark, and that darkness moves around a little too quickly.
I mean, I don't think he would have gotten out of the building, right?
Is there a way that he could have? Like, is there like...
There are doors and windows and all sorts of things. He's a bird.
Where could he have gone?
Violet, What are you thinking?
I think Violet is a little bit panicked at the moment. With Murray gone and we have to leave, we might not be able to exonerate him.
Vendors pack up. People who have paid for rooms here are asked by Daphne and Arden to remain in their rooms unless they are leaving to get food or going out into town. But all of the exhibition hall, all of the things that were open to the public are shutting down. And this is becoming just Brindlewood Bay bed and breakfast, no banquets for the rest of the weekend. Arden follows the three of you out, worry clearly plastered across his face. I'm sorry that I asked you all to come here and then all of this happened. And does anyone need, like, you look ill. The two of you especially.
I'm just worried about Murray.
I know. But I did breed him. And I know Rocco was a lot of things, annoying right up there, but he was a good trainer. I wouldn't have sold him Murray if I didn't think he knew what he was doing. So Murray's a capable bird. He's very smart. He knows a lot of things. And if I don't keep telling myself this stuff and by proxy telling you all, I think I'd be a lot more scared.
Okay.
I'm staying on the premises, so if he comes back around, I will, of course, do my best to get him back in. And everyone in the birdies that's staying here knows what he looks like, so we'll all keep our eyes to the sky.
Is there any way we could stay in Carolyn's room?
Oh, Carolyn didn't rent a room.
Ah,
She lives in the Bay, and besides, I think she'd hate it.
I just figured.
Too many mixed fabrics.
You're right. I just figured with her birds and all.
She bicycled them in. Something about engines being from the devil.
Well, we just need a second to rest before we get home.
Well, you have a vehicle. You all drove here, right? And be some time in your own space away from all of this chirping and hullabaloo. A person walks past you, like carrying all their stuff out. You see Hudson Finch is outside having a smoke. Daphne is helping Fowler pack up his beautiful budgies. Having not got the chance to really talk to him about it before all of this. And you see, I think Danny and JJ are speaking out near Danny's car.
Marina, do you want a second in the car?
What I do want to ask, is the place that Marina saw in the vision a physical place at the, like, there?
Yeah, it
Ooh.
was in the exhibition hall.
I think haunted would lead her to want to go see if there's a corresponding dodo in there.
Okay.
We could sneak back there. Taya like leans in a whisper.
But then we'd be held in contempt.
Yeah, and when has that ever stopped us?
I think in this moment, Marina kind of feels like a bit of a teenager, like they're sneaking out and And that gives her a little bravery.
Yeah, Taya like pulls Marina's hand or face into her hands, like brushes back a little bit of hair and goes, "It's pretty hot when you break the law, you know?"
Let's go try to find the dodo bird.
Okay, let's go.
Violet, before they break away, are you joining these lovebirds?
I think that would be the wrong decision. They need to go spend some time being lovebirds. Violet will not.
What interests you in this moment? The exhibit hall is mostly empty. It's just like Daphne, Fowler, not JJ, excuse me, Jackie, the custodian, is cleaning. The two of them are going to scurry into a mostly empty room, which I'm sure will give them great cover. But Hudson, Danny, JJ are out. Arden is near you. And of course, Murray is gone, and so is Caroline.
I think she's gonna actually try to step away herself. Maybe in the same place that she went way back during the dog show to meet a mysterious friend.
Off to that tiny little side room. Absolutely. Okay. Well, let's follow our lovebirds first, and then we'll follow you, and we'll see how all of this pans out. Taya and Marina, you're sneaking into a large, open space with few people in it. What's your plan? Is it to walk in like you should be there? Because it's hard to hide.
I think, yeah, just walking in like we should be there, and then maybe using the excuse of like that we needed like a second to breathe somewhere quiet.
Yeah, this large, echoey room. Perfect quiet place.
Yeah.
That'll be incredibly believable. Okay, you guys walk in. There's a bunch of tables. Some of them have stuff that have just been left by maybe people who were out when all of this happened and won't be able to come back and claim their things until tomorrow. You can see Daphne standing at Fowler's table, the most popular table today, as he is like taking down his trifold about breeding and special feeding regimen, and he's got his cages of his budgies, his bright red parakeets. And you guys head towards the side, and you see Violet sort of coming after you and go the other direction, to the other side of this exhibit hall. But the two of you are heading towards what is supposed to be the arts and crafts, or like homemaker wing of this. And you do see it, Marina. A startling likeness. It's a large beak stuffed with flowers and grain, gold, coins for eyes. You see the dodo left abandoned, laid on its side at someone's table.
Can I see whose table?
The dual placard, it was a table shared with someone else, and that person must have grabbed the placard when they packed up and left.
This is it. This is exactly it.
So you saw this thing and then it melted in front of you?
Well, I saw it as Carolyn whenever she grabbed me, and it gave me a message that
Someone was coming back.
that an old friend was coming back.
can I look closer at like the eyes of this thing?
They're gold coins. I mean, what do you want to see?
Mm,
They're old gold coins.
I'm gonna touch it.
Roll me the night move with sensitivity.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Before you roll it,
Yes.
what compels you to touch this?
I think just the curiosity on Marina's behalf, like that this has something to do with Carolyn, and now we're all in this like clump because both of us had an experience with Carolyn. And I'm kind of curious to see like what is up with this thing. Why is Carolyn or why did Marina in Carolyn's body see this thing?
And what are you afraid of with that association?
Oof. I'm afraid it'll reveal something that Taya doesn't want to know. Maybe like push her towards, stopping whatever is happening, even though Taya wants to keep everything going on,
It's gotta be worse than that. You know this thing clearly has some power or reverence. Like Carolyn was seeing it. Marina saw it as Carolyn. It spoke, this dead thing. I think not only would you be compelled to dig deeper and might pick up some of those Carolyn tendencies. If things go really wrong, Taya, the hold this thing might have on you. You don't know a lot about the supernatural nature of the stuff. You've seen a lot of shit today. You might never be able to shake it. And I would like to remind you, with your conditions, you've got all be good, bird gossip, and nightmares. Your nightmares are about birds specifically. So I'm going to make you roll this with disadvantage.
No. Okay.
2d6, 3d6, excuse me. Drop the highest plus your sensitivity.
Okay. This is not going to end up good. Gosh dang. Okay. Yeah, that's a 5.
So you have 3 conditions. It's a 5 on this move. What you are afraid of will happen, and it's worse. What you're about to experience, you will never be able to forget. And because you would take a condition from it, you do need to mark a Crown of the Void.
Okay. Cool.
You touch this on its eyes, and your nerve endings light up in not pain, but stimulation, which can code as many different things. And in that instant, just like touching something you shouldn't have back in the attic, back at town hall, you are transported somewhere else. The world fades away from you, Taya, and you are standing in a field. You see an old lighthouse, your only landmarker to help orient yourself. And even now, as you think through, you're like, I must be where I was. But there's no building, there's no marina, there's just dirt and some grass and some woods. There's a lot at your fingertips behind your eyes, in your nostrils. It is overwhelming. Whatever you experienced when you were Carolyn for just a moment, this feels tenfold. As the outlines of everything shimmers as if this world had been copy-pasted over itself and moved just a pixel apart. Across the field from you is the dodo. It's not taxidermied. It is a real bird. And it walks towards you. Strange. Haven't met you before. Are you a friend or a foe?
I guess a friend.
Ah, you shouldn't guess at those things. Friends should be friends. Are you a friend or a foe?
It depends. Are you friend or foe?
I am only waiting.
Then friend.
And you're sure?
Yes.
That's what I was hoping you would say. And the stars fall out of the sky. And you see planets whip past. The dodo's golden eyes glow bright, bright, bright.
What's happening?
Taya, we're throwing a party for my new friend.
How do
You'll
you
have to meet my other friends.
who are your friends?
Oh, some near, some far. You all almost visited me once, but pesky, you all left. That's all right. You're here now. We're gonna have a good time as friends.
How do you know my name?
You almost visited me before. Though you have fought with some of my friends, and that wasn't very nice, but I think I can forgive you.
Who did I fight?
Oh. Well, just earlier today, did you not admonish and speak back at my good friend Carolyn? And all she was trying to do was warn you. Such a pity. Friends should believe friends.
I mean, Carolyn was never really my friend.
No, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. She's left me. It's a good thing you're here now. We have so much to discuss.
No, sorry. I don't want to do that.
Oh, that wasn't very friendly, and we're just getting your party started.
I don't know. I'm just setting a boundary.
Don't you want to be celebrated? Haven't you been so good? You can rest here a while if you'd like. I can postpone the party, and the stars all reappear in the sky and the planet stops spinning.
No, I have to get back to Marina.
She'll be here soon enough. Why don't you take a load off? He points his beak, and there is a home plate on the ground. Well, first base is actually much more comfortable. And he pecks at the ground, and it shifts.
No, I gotta get back. Take me back.
You've got to meet my other friends, though. They got the invitations. They'll be here soon.
Sorry, no, I have to get back to Marina. She's by herself. I can't leave her.
Well, you got here all by yourself. How are you going to leave?
I don't know. Take me back. I touched your weird eye. Like, I lunge at him.
Roll me the night move with vitality.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna throw up.
As you lunge at this dodo.
Okay. Okay. It was 12 plus 1. Sorry. 13.
You lunge at him. And he is silent as you crash into this bird. And it collapses into dust underneath you, leaving you alone here on the ground, body strewn across first base in this makeshift baseball diamond. You hear him laugh and laugh and laugh. He goes, our friends are all arriving soon, but I guess you can go back and visit one more time. And as the stars fall out of the sky once more, first base erupts into a tree that carries you skyward until you can see all of Brindlewood Bay. And right down Main Street, the road cracks and bends up. And then the bay town itself collapses inward, all to the soundtrack of laughter and footsteps and the grinding of bone. But you were pushed into the sky. And you are going to go back. Because the party hasn't started yet. You have marked the chariot. From here forward, your reason stat is reduced by 1. Your sensitivity stat is increased by 1.
Even it out. Nice.
You come back. Marina, you notice Taya is covered in dust, just instantaneously. As the dodo explodes on the table. Not in any way that causes pain, just surprise. Daphne and Fowler turn their heads from across the room. And that scene sits there, pregnant pause. But before we get your reactions, we're going to cut away to Violet. Violet, you know where you're going. You see them heading one way, you duck the other because there's a maintenance closet with your name on it, a side room that you know you can use to your advantage. Whether or not, it might have an external door. Maybe you just need to step inside the room. What's your plan here, Violet?
She's going to meet with her informant.
Gonna meet with your informant. And it's been a bit, so would you remind the folks at home what move you're using?
This is the Fox Molder, and there's a lot of text. So to summarize, essentially, Violet knows somebody connected to this dark conspiracy, but they're helping out behind the scenes. We don't collectively, except for Sid, who knows all of the things. Don't know who they are. They're always shrouded in darkness and unidentifiable. And after I meet with them, I get a bonus to my next die roll equal to the number of void clues we've discovered during this mystery.
You guys have discovered 3, so you're gonna get a +3 to that roll.
Yep.
Paint us the scene. How do you arrive? What does it look like?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy for her to slip off to this room with all of the kerfuffle going on and people trying to leave. And I mean, honestly, it was perfect timing because everybody who was concerned about them is probably already looking at Taya and Marina, who are walking off the other direction. So they're not really looking when she walks in. And I think when she steps into the room, she closes the door behind her. And I think the informant is already there waiting when she gets there.
They sure are. They are. This room, I think we've designated as a maintenance closet. So as you step in, it's one of those rooms that was too small to be anything useful. So it's mostly just storage, but there's enough room to maneuver. As you step in, you see there's a door on the other side. It has dual access, but they're at a little workbench. And as you close the door behind you, you hear them say, "I was wondering when you were going to show up." And that scene fades, I think, as you get information from your informant. But you're also going to get a gift that I will message you privately about. You hear the bah of something exploding. I'm sure I just peeked my mic. And your informant, at the end of this, they pass that to you. You know, I heard you're something of a bird watcher.
Yeah, that's what was going on today. The North American Avicultural Association Society? No, I was so close.
So many of those words feel like they're right.
Yeah, North American Avicultural Association Aviary Show. Okay, we got there. Yeah.
If you're a bit of a bird watcher, you should have this. And they pass that over to you.
Violet looks surprised and confused. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take it home.
Good. It should offer some protection.
Okay. Yeah, I should probably get going. I think they're gonna make us leave. Before I go, have you seen a parrot by any chance? He's blue. His name is Murray.
No, I don't think so. Only lovebirds recently.
Oh. I gotta go. And after they say that, she's gonna head out back to the main hall.
Yeah, you head out, and as the door is shutting, you just hear a sigh. And then as you shut your door, you hear the opening of the other one on the other side as your cloaked, masked informant leaves. Taya, you're covered in dust. Marina, the dodo, has disintegrated again. And Violet appears holding something.
I think Marina's just gonna like pat Taya down, dust her off. What happened?
Taya's gonna just like nearly like collapse into Marina's arms and just go,
Who holds her?
Marina, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to touch the dodo. I mean, I did. I just wanted to know what was going on, and I wanted to make sure you were okay. And so I don't know. I spoke to this thing. I appeared in this field and first base, and as he said, there's a party and that you were gonna be there eventually, but I don't think I want you to be there. I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
And Marina's just gonna like hold her and like one hand like across her back and like one kind of like in her hair, giving her like scratches in her hair. And no, you did good. It's okay. You don't blame yourself. And then she's kind of looking over her to where the dust is and kind of like glaring at it. Like what are you? What is it?
You see, after a moment, broom bristles as Jackie, wearing giant headphones, starts to come through, and he looks at it and looks at all of you and goes, and starts continuing to clean.
Wait, hold on, Jackie, is this important? What's the dust?
Places get dusty.
She's looking at Taya and Marina.
There was a dodo there, like a stuffed dodo, the thing that Marina saw as Carolyn.
Did you? And it's just dust?
Wait, coins. Are there still coins? And then she'll look over to where it is to see if there's still coins there.
There's one coin on the ground. The other one is in Jackie's hand. This is old. I haven't seen a coin like this since I take my metal detector out sometimes, and you don't quite get pings on these, but I was scooping up something else. And these are from when Brindlewood Bay was Mucky Point. This is like founder type era.
Oh.
Huh.
Can I see it?
There's one. I'm gonna keep. You can have that one. He points to the ground. This is going in my collection.
I wouldn't touch it, Marina. I touched that and I went to wherever it took me.
I think she'll grab it. Oh, I'll be careful. And she'll grab it like.
You guys are sensitive. He's holding it in his bare hand.
Oh, can't be too safe.
Oh no. Oh, ow. Oh. This tastes horrible. Like crushed up flowers.
Super gross.
We gotta make sure it's real. You know, people do fake replicas all the time. Did you guys get pranked?
I don't think so.
I've seen people like mail things that explode sometimes, like glitter bombs. We had one of those delivered here once. I'm still picking it up.
Yeah. Maybe we were pranked.
I think you should get out of here.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be here. I work here.
And you should probably get out of here. Please.
You can roll to persuade him, but it's going to be a disadvantage. The night move with disadvantage.
Do I have to? Must I?
You don't have to. If you want to persuade him to leave,
no,
you'll have to roll for it. Otherwise, he's not going to leave.
Nah, she's just trying to be big.
It's hard to be big when you're so small.
Yep.
Oh.
You tell him, and you should leave. And he... Do I just look like an idiot ready to be bossed around by all day I get asked to clean up things and get bossed around, and people are telling me to leave this place and go do that and leave this place. You know how incredibly rude it is? You chirping at me like that when you all aren't supposed to be here anymore. Everyone's clearing out. So no, I think, and he sort of puts his broom down, I think you all need to leave. You're not vendors. You don't have a room booked. I'm not being paid to be nice to you. I'm being paid to clean up messes. I need to do that. It's been a long day for Jackie Linnet. And it looks like it's been a long day for all of you. And Daphne sort of comes over. I am so sorry. Jackie, I know it's been a very long day. How about we chip in to give you a donation for all the extra work you've done? I know that the people who own this place are paying you, but I know we've really put you through a lot. And how about she puts his hands on his shoulders, and he's much taller. How about we stop raising our voice at women, and we just there's a lot of bird seed that we're gonna donate in your name. Let's talk details, Jackie. Let's calm down. You don't want to leave a sour taste in anyone's beak here. And she turns back. I am so sorry. So sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I just reacted. We've been through a lot today. All of us.
Yeah. You said it. Yeah. Yes. I'm so sorry. But I do know that you guys are supposed to be leaving. But if you want to come by tomorrow morning, it's a bed and breakfast. There's going to be some breakfast.
We just needed a second. Sorry.
I know things have gotten real sort of flustered and feathery out here. No one started this day thinking that all this would happen. You see Fowler is carrying his stuff out at this point. He's closer to the door as Daphne continues. I don't want to... It's sort of been like Cloud Cuckoo Land all day, and I am ready for a stiff drink and for the sheriff to figure this out and for, justice to be served however it needs to.
We'll leave, I promise. I just need to make sure my friends are okay. And Taya's gonna gesture to Violet and Marina.
Let's maybe do that on our way out. Jackie, you can there's a lot of feathers with your name on it over there. And she sort of positions him to leave you, to de-escalate and to leave you all, as she then positions you all to be like, maybe we head towards the door while we're checking on our friends.
We'll start walking over and just still holding Taya, and then having one hand for Violet's hand, to hold her hand.
I think Violet's gonna squeeze Marina's hand, and she's gonna be like, "Look, can we just look at the room Murray was in, just really quick? We won't touch anything. I'm really worried about him."
Are you asking Daphne, or are you talking amongst one another?
Yeah. No, she's asking Daphne.
You can roll the night move with presence.
Okay.
I think given everything that's gone on today, you are not going to have advantage on this, even though it involves a bird.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot, and she is also frazzled, and she knows you've been explicitly asked to leave.
Yeah. That's gonna be an 8.
Suppose it wouldn't hurt. She narrows her eyes at you a little bit. If you all took a supervised look on your way out.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. I just, if there's something left behind that can tell us where Murray is, just, I mean, you know Murray.
Arden knows Murray, Rocco knows Murray. I know the two of them. I do not know Murray, unfortunately.
I mean, you know Murray by association, though. I mean, Arden would never raise a bird that would do something like that.
Arden has raised a great many things to do a lot of other things.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Let's go visit the place so we can all go.
Okay.
You're gonna get to go look, but you're gonna take a condition.
Yep.
However you want to quantify Daphne's suspicion of you, you can.
My first thought was not Daphne's bird acquaintance, which is a little wordy.
So yes, yep, let's go look at the room. She'll walk you all there. Because the security office is, of course, very close to the front door, where, again, I think Fowler is loading his car. Hudson is talking to him. JJ and Danny are talking, but their hands are in the air. It doesn't seem to be going well. And Arden is on his phone. Arden and the sheriff are speaking. Arden is giving a statement right now. As Daphne opens the door, she goes, all right, here you go.
Okay.
You've got 10 minutes tops, and then if Wyman walks back in here, then, gosh, we're all going to never hear the end of it, are we?
We'll be so quick. I just want to look around. And I would like to meddle and look around to see if there's anything here.
Marina and Taya, it has been a very long day. You're right out here. Daphne is here. What are you just waiting for Violet to be done? What's the plan? It's been drained and exhausting.
I mean, if you want to go in there, Marina, you can look. I think it would be best if I just stayed here and just waited. You're muted.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want to leave you alone right now.
Yeah, but you want to find Murray, right? I'll be okay.
I think Violet's got it, and then she just kind of like cups her face with their hands.
Lovebirds. Okay. Well, Violet, you're meddling.
Yep.
2d6 plus reason plus your +3.
Okay. Because it's about birds, do I get advantage?
Sure. Advantage plus reason plus +3.
we're down, okay? Okay. Oh my god.
Good.
Yeah.
Math it out. What's your top two numbers?
I don't need to math it because I don't have anything in reason. I got a 12 plus 3, so technically that's a 15. I know the extra doesn't matter, but...
You look around this room and you have the benefit of you were in here before. So it doesn't take long for you to pinpoint that one of the very old file boxes has some dust that has been moved. And it wasn't from Birdwing. You can clearly see the outline of fingers. You can go to this box, rip off the lid, rifle through it. It seems to be full of very old documents. Underneath some file folders, you find a leather-bound journal. And you know it's recent because it doesn't smell as musty. Someone stashed this in here. This journal, you crack it open. And you're a part of the Brindlewood Birdies. You have been before. You know what tracing bloodlines looks like for breeders and keepers and enthusiasts. It is very important to know what you're finding in this journal as you go back further. The bloodlines get more and more chaotic. You see crossbreeding. You see birds that should be extinct. Your capital C clue is this journal. But it's perhaps what it is on top of that also catches your eye, Violet. Because it's a photo. an old photo from back when, or a photocopy of an old photo. It's old and crumbling, and you see a man with light colored hair and in a dapper white suit, and he's holding what seems to be a stuffed dodo. There are a couple of other people in this photo, but none so much bear as striking resemblance of that of Atticus Whately has to his family. Perhaps because they both wear white. You can tell this is a forefather of Corinne. And on the back of that photo, as you gingerly pull it out and flip it over, for a second you think, oh gosh, it's more bird bloodlines. These craggly, fracting lines on the page. But then you get the thought, this could be a map.
She's gonna freeze for a second when she has this realization of what this is, and presuming that the only people who know this is here are her and the person that left it. She's gonna carefully put the photo in the journal to try to keep it safe. And she's gonna put it in her backpack and very carefully close the cabinet. And
could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you roll to do that without Daphne seeing you? Put something in this room into your bag.
Sure.
It's gonna be the night move with composure. Getting seen is gonna be pretty bad. Yeah. What do you think? What are you afraid of as you slip this into your backpack, or at least attempt to?
I mean, she has no way to copy that map. That map could be gone forever.
And it's an old map.
Yeah.
It's not recent, that's for sure. And you don't know what it's for or what it's to, but it's important. I think it's worse than that. Not only will you be seen putting something into your backpack by a suspect where a sheriff is not that far away, but you get the thought, what if someone wanted this to be found? What if it's in fact far more dangerous to be taking it? Slight hitch, slight hesitation. All right, 2d6 plus your composure.
All right.
Can we give advantage somehow?
You can
through our love.
Yeah.
You can gold crown mystery move it.
Oh. Do we want to do that, or do we want to save it?
I mean, it's per mystery, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna gold crown mystery it. Oh wait, I get to do a thing.
You do. You want to share with the group what you would like to do, the folks at home?
Yes, I have the Nancy Drew Maven move, and essentially, I know that Robin Masterson hasn't written an Amanda Delacourt book in years, and that her name is used as a pseudonym because I'm one of the secret ghostwriters. Basically, as long as I don't let anybody know this, when we use the Gold Crown Mysteries move, we get to do both benefits of the Gold Crown Mysteries move. So we get to take a 12 plus on the relevant roll, and I am pulling up the sheet because I forget what the other thing is because I don't know that I've gotten to use this yet.
Yeah. You get
I get to state a fact about the current situation that the keeper must incorporate.
Ooh.
And to juice it up a little bit more, because you've been rolling so well all night, you can state a clue.
Okay.
Something else you find in this journal is useful.
Ooh. Wait, in addition to the fact, or that's like part of the fact?
The fact is the clue.
Okay.
So whatever you say is a fact, I will let you also use as a clue.
Okay, because I had an idea. It's not fully cooked yet.
That's all right. We can make it into a clue.
Are there windows in this room?
I think there's a frosted window.
A frosted
This is security. It's a security office. They don't want people really seeing in. But with no window, it's gonna be really dingy in there.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be valid if you say no to this. But my first thought was Murray flies into the room carrying something weird.
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Really?
I can give you something weird off the clue list.
Oh, okay, yeah. But no, I think she tucks this into her bag, and maybe for the drama, maybe she accidentally knocks more of like the bird seed around, so like it rattles the cage a little bit. And
Murray flutters through the open door. And he lands precisely on the top of his own cage and drops something out of his beak. And he goes, "Friends visit?"
friends visit. Good Murray. Good Murray.
Beautiful Murray.
Oh my gosh, beautiful Murray. Oh my goodness. You are such a good bird.
You see him and you see what he's dropped. The correlating factor between the two is that they both have blood. Not Murray's blood. He seems totally unharmed.
Violet, of course, is going to be like, "Oh my gosh, Murray, are you okay?" And she's going to put out her arm and try to get him to come to her so she can look him over to like confirm that.
Yeah, he'll do that. You're a bird person.
Yeah.
Arden also rushes into the room, seemingly overjoyed, hearing the commotion.
"Oh my gosh, buddy, are you okay?" He's okay. He's okay. It's not his blood. He's okay. You're such a good bird.
And he comes and coos over Murray as well. That happy moment just broken up by Daphne going, "What is that he carried in here?"
I don't know.
You look down.
Yeah.
There is a wooden bird collar. It's got a strange runic engraving on it, and it is splattered with blood. At that point, the sheriff, having heard all this commotion, walks up, looks at the two of you on the outside, peeks his head on the inside, and he goes, "I'm glad the bird is here, but didn't I ask you all to leave?"
We're heading out. Murray brought you something, if that's helpful.
I guess it will be. And he gives a big old sigh. And I think our screen fades from there. And that will be the end of our session tonight.
Oh my gosh.
It's a wild ending.
Man.
How many clues is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
One over now.
One over now. But you will start next session not here. And we've got a little bit of time to decide what that would be. But for now, those of you who watched this, take care of yourself. And thank you for watching. Those of you who played, oh, don't we love having friends? The party is just getting started. So, from us to you, as it is below, and it is below with you.
Murray, friend.
Murray, friend.
Friends visit.